Yeah, hi, hello everyone. Welcome back to the Salesforce real-time scenario. So in the previous video, we are discussing about when we are entered by the valid phone number or email address and it is verified in the database. If it is returned to the result, that result we have to display to the here. That result is the customer information, and we have to display it by the in the format with using to the lightning layout and layout items. And also we have to display it by the one button. That button is the view sales order buttons, and we are aligning to the left side. So with using to the slot equals to action, that attribute we are using into the in the lightning button. So this is the we are using, right? Then we have to be able to display it by the in the left side. Now here, once we click on to this button, when we are clicking onto this button, we have to display it by the sales order details irrespective of the this customer related um, sales order information we have to display. So for example, it might be there is no any sales orders is found. So we have that is the another acceptance criteria. So here, so this is the third one, acceptance criteria. So if we are system verified to the sales order details related to this customer, if there is no data found, we have to display it by the no sales order records. There is no sales order records. We have to display. This is the first we have to implement. Then if found the how we are going to display the data, we have to implement that is also. First we have to implement by the if records is not found, we have to display by the no sales orders. So how we are going to implement this? First of all, we have to retrieve the data from the database. So that's why here already we are created the one Apex class. So I think, yeah, this is the Apex class. In the same Apex class, we are going to take by the another method, Aura enable. So here we have to take it by the another method. Again, we have to write structure will automatically come, right? So at the rate Aura enable. Now here we have to the get sales order data. Sales orders data. So based on the customer ID, right? So here string is customer ID. So we can get it by the records from the database. So we have to write a query for on the sales order object. So come to the here, we have to quickly fetch the API names of the fields. So open. So sales order, this is the one of the custom object. So we have taken by the name, ID, order date, and we have to take it by the total item, total quantity, total amount. These fields we have to query it. So this is the query. Now here we have to take it by the list. Why? Because means each customer have the one or more sales orders information. So here that's why here SO list. So this is the our query. So we have to fetch the related customer records only, right? So here API name of the customer is the customer name. So this is the API name. So where customer name equals to, so here what we are passing to the parameters to the here. So save. Now return to the list of the records. Return yes for list. So instead of the string, we can give it by the list to data type, list of the sales orders. Okay. Now I am deploying to this. So when we click onto the button, we need to get it this information. So come to the our child component. In this child component, we have the import the first our Apex class name. Import get sales order. So data. This is the customer orders details, our class name and method name. Okay. Now here we have to take it by the one method. So this method is calling the when they click on to the this one, this button. So here we are taking by the on click get sales orders. Get the sales order. This is the method name. So same method name, we can take it by the here. So this is the we are importing, right? This is the importing and we have to pass it by the parameter. It is the parameterized method. So here sales customer ID. So already we have the customer data. In this customer data, we have the record ID. So that's why here this dot customer data dot ID. In this we have the record ID also, right? This record ID we are passing to the this customer. Now we have to capture the result. Dot catch. Yeah, sorry. So now how to identify the it is written to the list of the records or not. In the previous example, what happened in the previous Apex class? So it is written to the single record. Might be if it is not found, it's throwing an error. So that's why in the catch method we are writing to the our message. But now we are the returning to the list of the records. It might be written or otherwise written not also the it is not throwing the any error. It's not throwing the n error. Always it's come to in the then black only. So how we are going to identify it is written the data or not from the database. So here we have to take by the one variable. So here see sales order size. So if your size is the greater than 0, it is written to the records. If size is the 0, it is not returning, right? So how we are going to get the size of the records? So result, right? In this result dot, in the JavaScript, we are using the length. In generally Apex class side, we are using the dot size method, but here we are using the length method. So based on the length, we can identify if size is greater than 0 means we have to find the data. So that data we have to hold it by the one property. So sales orders data. In this property, we have to store it by the our results. This dot sales orders data equals to result. Else, if it is not returning the any data means it's 0 records. How to we have to identify the 0 records if length is the less than or equal to 0. We have to identify the 0, that is the there is no records found. So when we are not found the any records, we have to display it by the third acceptance criteria, no sales records. No sales record for this customer. Okay, so this information we have to display. So that's why here we can take it by the here else condition or we can directly display by the message in UI also. How we are going to handle that is. So here come to the here. We have to take it by the template. If false, false nothing but there is no data. So where we are storing the data actually here sales orders, right? So if false is this one, that nothing but there is no data. We have to display the message info here, no records found or no sales records found with this customer. Depends upon it, we can give it by the one proper message. Okay. So now this is the here. If it is sales order records is the empty, that nothing but there is no sales records found with this customer. If it is found, we can display. That is the different way how we are going to display. We can see. So now we have to deploy up to this. So now come to the our page, refresh the page. So here we are going to give it by the phone number. So before that, we have to delete this one existing one. So I'm deleting the sales order. At present, we don't have any sales orders right now. We have to display the message. So that's why 888 604 776. Click on submit. We have to display this one. See here, information. There is no records found. This customer actually it would be the come to the, when we click on to the this button, right? I think by default it's displaying. So sales order data actually it's a false. Yeah, by default is onloading. This is the false rate. That's why it is displaying. So better to take the here. We have to the message dynamically. So else block. So in this we have to display by the this dot display error or display message. This property I'm going to define to the here. So while onloading, first we have to this method is the by default we are make it as a false. This dot display message equals to false. When we click onto the button, we have to display by the by false. Otherwise, when it is the greater than equal to 0, we have to make it as a true. So come to the here, instead of this, we can give it to the this one. We can make it as a true. So now here we have to deploy to the again to this component. So now here you have to observe, we can refresh by the page. So come to the here, we have to the refresh the page. Actually, that would be also be the works, but I'm not sure. By default, all loading is the displaying the data, right? That is the problem. Okay, so here, 888 604 776. So here, at present, not appear the message. Once I click on to this one, see, then only the appear by this one. Okay, we can overcome to the like this on loading. So now here we have the display message when we are calling to this method. If it is throwing the any message, then only. Okay, so this message also we have to display by in the lightning card. Here we have to displaying the like this. Now we have to display by in the lightning card. So come to the here we have to take it by the another lightning card. Title equals to sales order details. So deploy this one. So now come to the here, we have to refresh the page. So enter by the phone number. See here at present is appear. Once we click on the view order details, see here. information this is. Now this information also we have to display by in the gray color. So here we have to take it by the one more method, or we can directly add it by the here also. We are not using any dynamical, So div tag style instead of the CSS, we can directly use to this one. Okay, color gray, and here font weight is the bold. Okay, so we have taken by the two here. If you want reusability purpose, we can take it by the separate CSS file, or directly you can use it by the style like this. Okay, so now come to the here. We have the refresh by the page. So now here we are enter by the phone number. So like this, once we click on to this, see here it is appear by the gray color and bold, right? Like this. And one more also, until we click onto this button, this panel or this lighting card will not be the displayed. So that's why here we are taking by the another property. So that is the display data. So until we click on to this button, don't want to display red. So once here you have to observe, refresh the page. So we are entered by the phone number. Click on to the submit. By default, this is updated by this lightning card, sales order detail. But don't want to display this one also. Once we click on to this button only, we have to display it by the this panel or this card. So how we are going to display data here? This is also be the by default. We are going to take it by the false. So we have to make it as the true when we are coming to the in this true block, no? Then we have to display it by the this is the true, either this one, either if else condition. So when we are come to the this result block, we have to display it by the true. So now here we have to take it by the another template on top of this. On top of this lightning card, we have taken by the another template. So this total lightning card will not appear, right, until we click on the button. That's why on top of we are taking if is true, display data. So we are closing to the after this card. So now we have to deploy this one. It's deployed. Now come to the here, we have the refresh the page. So here 4776, click on submit. At present, it's not appear by the that lightning card. Once we click on to this button only, we have to display. If result, if your sales order records is available, this will information also will not appear. At present, we don't have the any sales orders information, right? So that's why here showing the this message. Now I'm going to create by the one new sales order here. So for example, order date, I'm going to take it by this one. Order status is this. And here, that's it. We have taken by this information. So click on save. Now we have the one sales order record. So again, I click on to the submit button here. Sorry, here view sales order records. See here, that message will be the gone. Why? Because we have the record, right? Why? Because we have the record. That's why this message will not be the appear. It is the hidden. If you don't have the any sales order records is displayed by the no records for this customer. There is no sales order record. That message will be the appear. Okay. So how we are implemented for this? It's clear to you understand. So we are getting the data from the database. Based on that, it is written by the list of the records. Based on that result, we are identify the if length is the greater than 0. We have to retrieve the data from the database. Otherwise, it is not returning the any data. If it is not returning the any data, we have to display by the message if no records found with this customer. So I hope to how we are implemented this, and we come to the next video. We display to the list of the records. How we are going to display by the list of the records. We can check it out in the next video. Stay tuned. Thank you.